Hi everyone, welcome to another Make a Card Monday video. Today I'm starting out with this stamp set from Simon Says Stamp. This is the Happy Everyday stamp set, and I thought I would do another birthday card, and this time using the sentiment, the really large kind of lots of words together sentiment that says hoping you have an amazing birthday. So I'm getting this kind of positioned on my grid mat here so that I can put my compact stamp press over the top and adhere it to it. That just helps me keep everything really straight so that I can stamp it more straight on my final project as well. So I have some Simon Says Stamp watercolor paper here, and I just use my Inkadinkado embossing magic powder bag just to put a little tiny bit of powder on that paper so that I can emboss and not have any stray embossing powder sticking to areas where I don't want it. I inked up my stamp with the Versamark ink, and I was going to kind of stamp it in the bottom corner, but then changed my mind and put it kind of more near the top, but in the center. So I pressed that down really well and used my fingertips to really press all of those letters and words into the watercolor paper. Watercolor paper is textured, so you'd have to press it just a little bit more than you would normally for smooth cardstock. I then sprinkled on some Hero Arts white embossing powder and then tapped that and to shake off all the excess. Used my heat tool to melt the embossing powder, and now I'm going to go into adding color to this. And I got this idea from Jennifer McGuire. She had a video on her blog last week where she used some white embossing and then put distress markers over the top, and I thought it looked really, really cool. So I'm going to kind of borrow that technique and play with it a little bit today. So I'm starting out with some Festive Berries red, and then I'm bringing in some wild honey. And I overlapped those colors just a little bit. I don't know that you really have to, because when you add water, they'll start to mix with each other, but I did anyway. Now I'm adding some peacock feathers. And then the last color is Salty Ocean. And I'm going to go ahead and repeat these colors until it kind of goes almost near the top of the watercolor paper and also near the bottom of the watercolor paper. I thought I might trim this down even more than I do eventually, and so I didn't think that I would need those top edges. I did need them actually. I needed the full length of this because it is 5.5 inches tall, but it's that when I add water, it spreads it out enough that it's not a huge deal. So I'm just adding those extra colors on the top and bottom. And I'm going to grab my mister bottle and just mist on some water. And you'll notice that as I spray that it starts to push the water. So I'm kind of making sure that I point it so it's going off to the side, because I don't want it to push the water up into the colors. I want them to keep kind of linear so they don't mix too much. I just want them to mix with the colors that are next to them. So I cleaned up the edges where all that water was. I just took a paper towel, a dry paper towel, and just let it sop up some of that water. And then I took my heat gun and helped it along in the drying process just to get it so it was drying faster. Trimmed down the sides, and now I'm ready for my card base. I'm using some Basil Marshmallow cardstock, and I'm scoring that at 5.5 so that it's a top folding card. And then I'll fold that down and crease it really well. Then I took the watercolor piece and put it onto the card base with some foam squares. And at this point I decided I wanted to do a little bit of drawing of my own, and so I grabbed my white gel pen and a T-square ruler and I started drawing on the watercolor piece. First I drew some straight lines. I wanted to create sort of like a frame around that embossed area. I wanted it to really accentuate the grading. And then I added 3 vertical lines that sort of looked like they were going behind the box that I drew. And then I took some diagonal lines and kind of freehand drew some kind of chevron patterns, and then added one more frame around that area. Then I decided I wanted to bring in some dies, and I'm going to have them be the star die cuts, kind of playing off the 2 stars that are around the word hoping. So I cut out those stars out of the same Basil Marshmallow cardstock and adhered them with some foam squares. I cut down the foam squares so they were small enough to adhere all of the stars. And then I grabbed my favorite glitter glue. This is Stickles Glitter Glue in Stardust. I really find that this is the best glitter color out of all the Stickles colors to coat over white or blue or red or any color you can think of, because it doesn't really, you know how some glitters tends to some glitters tend to kind of skew one color or another. This one is very clear. It goes all different colors. So that is the card for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time. Three videos at the end of this video are all cards that I made using Distress ink. I used Distress markers on this particular card today, but I did add a lot of water, so it was kind of like watercoloring. If you want to see some other techniques that use sort of a similar method for getting those colors to mix and meld, go ahead and check out these three videos. They're my most recent videos that feature this technique. And make sure you hit that subscribe button in the top corner, and you can visit my blog at kwarnerdesign.com and visit me on social media at Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest. Thanks for watching, you guys, and stay tuned for tomorrow. I'll have a mail call video for the month of February 2014. And until then, happy crafting, and I'll catch you tomorrow.